Live. What's up, everybody? ADS Play 101 World Warriors Collective. Got the varsity jacket on. World Warriors Collective, man. First off, I want to wish all you guys a very happy holidays. I don't really make holiday vids like that. Not because I'm salty or anything like that. It's just I just never do them. I'm too busy spending time with fam and all that. But that's later on today. So while I got time, I figured I'd make this video that has been well overdue, now that I look back on it. It's one that I always wanted to do, just never really focused on doing it. Because it always seems like I'm being quiet and reserved for whatever reason. And I never really focus on what I should be. So, first off, let me say this. I have been taking the wrong approach for far too long when it came to anything involving my videos or anything else I'm doing on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. I've just been taking the wrong approach all around, and it finally hit me. Like, I knew it the whole time, but it's like the reality of it didn't hit me. But the reality of it didn't hit me until I just sat down and I just thought about it. When you're always working, it's like you're thinking while you're on your feet and you don't really have time to really process things that might be going wrong as to why you're not where you feel like you should be, or why things aren't the way that they are when you know they could be better. It's because you don't have time to digest. It's like everything's so fast paced. In the 2 seconds you may have to relax and chill, you're trying to get your energy back so that you can continue working. So now that I had 2 days off in a row, which I haven't had in a long time, I was thinking, like, I've been taking the wrong approach to everything that I've been doing on these social networks. Because, well, most of you know, since my old YouTube channel, ADS Play 101, which was named after me, of course, since dating all the way back then, I've always been, this is back when I was younger, I've always been living with, I guess you would say, nosy family members. And that may not be the right word to use, but that's the best word I can think of at the moment. I've always lived with, like, nosy family members. And a part of that contributes to why I'm so quiet and reserved today. Because if you've been watching me since my old YouTube channel all the way up until now, then anytime I tried to do a video, when I tried to focus on a topic, it seemed like there was always some background noise that kind of threw me off subject or made me lose my train of thought, or somebody came in the room being nosy and that threw me off. And, just interfering, starting the conversation mid-video with me, trying to call me to come do something. You know what I mean? It was so many interferences that I couldn't focus on what I wanted to focus on. And that kind of contributes all the way up until where I am now. And it's part of the reason why when I do live streams, it seemed like my mind is already conditioned to be, like, quiet and reserved and laid back, when I could be more interactive with the audience and be more outspoken and be more be more interactive, just, what I'm saying, just turn the volume up a little bit. Just turn the volume up a little bit. You know what I mean? Just make my voice be heard. I think I have all the right pieces to this puzzle, but for whatever reason, I just can't put it together. I'm pretty sure you all heard many people say that before. It's like you have everything that you need to have in order to be a success in the avenue that you chose in life, but it just seems like it's just not coming together for whatever reason. And I finally found it. I have not been giving you guys my personality that I know I can give you. And of course, the aforementioned reasons before with, family members being nosy, interrupting me, in my mind, I've gotten so used to that I feel like even when I'm out that situation, I kind of still feel like I'm in it. It's kind of like one of those situations, one of those moments. And it just hit me that I'm not even in those situations anymore. I'm in a better position as far as like my home, where I live, because the people that I live with, I have roommates and things like that. Everybody's quiet and reserved. And it's only like 4 of us, well, 3 now, because one moved out, but it was 4 of us. And everybody kept to themselves. Nobody really interrupted anybody like that. And the thing is, I'm not used to that. I'm so used to being interrupted. It seemed like, you notice that anytime in those videos in the past, I started recording a video, it was like the precise time for them to come calling me and interrupting me. It's always seemed like as soon as I hit the record button, that's when everybody wants to get my attention. So the split second I decide to build up the nerve to record a video back then, it always ended up being the worst time. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if anybody else does this, but when I get ready to record a video, like I think about the topic a little bit, ask myself exactly, like exactly how do I want to approach this, and get my thoughts together before I actually start recording. And that may take like a few hours, you know what I mean? Because I'm a deep thinker, like I think a lot. And that's probably one of my other problems, is that I think too much and I don't put enough into action. So I've come to the conclusion that I need to showcase more of my personality, because there's a lot of things about me that I think you guys would enjoy knowing that won't put me in a bad position. Actually, it'll put me in a better position, because another mistake, and this is leading to another thing I'm gonna say, I've been too busy treating you guys, or treating this whole thing, across social media, my social media platforms in particular. I've treated this whole thing like a means to gain customers instead of me trying to gain friends, I guess you would say, or gain people who enjoy my content. I haven't focused on that like I should have. I was because when you know you got good merchandise, obviously you want to sell it, but it's like people don't have a connection with you to even want to buy anything. You know what I mean? I mean, you can look at the Varsity Jacket. You can see it all over YouTube, all over the World Warriors Collective YouTube channel, all over my Instagram, World Warriors Collective. Go follow me on there. You see it all over my Twitter, ADS Play 101. You see it everywhere. So, and this is some good stuff. This ain't like no bullshit products. These are actually some real good products. I mean, the fabric is good. It's something that I think you guys, it's long lasting. I think you guys will enjoy it. And plus, it's a brand that, I'm doing things that other people haven't challenged themselves to do on YouTube that I've never seen. Like, I'm the only YouTuber that's trying to sell shoes to you guys. Like, when I mean sell shoes, I mean have his own shoe line and trying to market that towards y'all. You know what I mean? And the whole thing I'm trying to do is based on the fact that I enjoy playing video games. And it's backed by this vision that I had back in 2011 when I created this Facebook group known as World Warriors Collective. And the whole get down for that was to unify people from different countries and language barriers so that other people can, basically just to bring like-minded people together, people who like video games, anime, you know what I mean? Create a Facebook group of like-minded individuals like us. Because I'm a 90s baby. I grew up in that whole beef between the nerds and the jocks. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like, I was kind of like an in-betweener kind of. Because I was a nerd that liked anime and video games. But I played sports somewhat. Not much, but I played them somewhat. Enough to where you knew I was like into sports, but I wasn't that into them. Like, I'd rather watch anime and play video games more. So I felt like I kind of sided with, the geeks and the nerds more so. And I never really considered people like that geeks and nerds. I just thought they were normal people. That's just us. You know what I mean? I don't like using that term really. But we really been, I was in that whole beef at one point where it just seemed like either you was into anime and things like that and video games, and then you had the people that was into sports, and they, for whatever reason, they were all, the guys who were into sports always try to like bully, the people who like the video games and anime for whatever reason. Always tried to make fun of them because we like watching Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And you know what I mean? Like, at one point I was real big into Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I only stopped because Dueling Network shut down, but that's a story for another time. You guys know how informative I was when it came to that Yu-Gi-Oh. I had a whole section of my ADS Play 101 channel dedicated to it. Yu-Gi-Oh 101. Before everybody else started putting 101 behind their name, I was the first one with that on YouTube, on the internet, to be honest with you. If somebody tried to be smart talking about, what a binary code, ones and zeros had it first, but I'm talking about an individual making a name for itself. Some of y'all don't even know where I got ADS Play 101 from, how I came up with that name. Another fun fact, when I was on YouTube years ago, on my original YouTube channel, I started doing Nintendo DS playthroughs. My original name was Azariel. Some of y'all don't know that, but ADS Play Source comes from Azariel's Nintendo DS playthroughs. And the 101 is basically just fundamentally because I used to do how-tos and teach people how to play the games and things like that. And this is the time when nobody else was doing that. So I got some real history on YouTube, man. But it's like that personality and that experience doesn't shine through the way that it should because I don't have. I feel like I'm hiding my personality from you guys. Anybody who knows me knows that I am kind of like quiet to myself to people who I don't know. But when I want you to get to know me, I'm funny. I'm hilarious. Like I said, I'm into anime, all that, man. This ain't no fad to me. The first 3 animes I ever watched, the first 3 was Ronin Warriors, it was Gundam Wing, and G Gundam. Those are the first 3 animes I ever watched. I don't know if Sailor Moon counts as an anime or if that's just a cartoon, but, I was into that, but that would make 4. I was around when Dragon Ball Z came on at like 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning, and you had to wake up out your sleep to catch an episode or you wasn't gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? I was around for Toonami, all 3 versions of it. And I think they made a 4th version, and they talking about bringing them back. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Tom looked like a fucking pencil sharpener with construction paper dreadlocks. You know what I mean? And y'all know what I'm talking about. That was the last version of Tom before he flew off into the sunset. Before he landed on that plane and then flew off into the sunset. And years later, we had to petition to get Toonami back. I remember all of that, man. I remember all of that. Because I was a part of that. It's just really one of those, it's one of those things where, man, I need to connect with you guys more often. So I'm going to start doing more fun things on this channel, basically. I'm going to start doing more fun things on this channel and letting that personality shine through. So a lot of the things that you probably wouldn't think I would do on this channel, I'm going to do. Of course, I do have hardware restrictions. I can't use Premiere Pro to do video editing on this laptop that I have. You know, I've been having that problem for like forever. And it seems like every time I get the opportunity to buy one, some nonsense happens that kind of throws me off and I can't do it. You know, be it unexpected, you know, payments or anything like that, or taxes and all that. But I'm gonna let that personality shine through. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna do a lot of things on this channel that are going to be more anime related, or as close to anime related as I can get, because of course hardware restrictions, I can't do too much. Even OBS crashes on me from time to time. It's Thanksgiving and people all lined up for Starbucks around here. I'll never get it. People love their Starbucks in California, I swear. I don't know what's worse, the Starbucks fad or the In-N-Out fad. You know, I've never seen a place that got loyal followers like that. You know, but that's how I'm approaching it. I don't really want nothing else but to be myself around you guys, and I've been failing at that. So before we get to any merchandise sales, of course I'm gonna still announce what I have. Before we get to anything, I want to get my viewership up and I want to get my personality out there so that you guys can actually enjoy being around me more often and see that I'm somebody to come and watch. You know, once that personality get out there, like, baby, you hooked. You hooked. So that's it. Neither here nor there. So I'm gonna go in here, get these Thanksgiving items necessary for me to make these dishes. And I'll see you guys later. So thank you guys for watching. Peace. Remember, be humble in victory, be gracious in defeat, but show no mercy in battle. World Warriors Collective. EST 2011. Peace.